A good book is an event in my life. One can acquire everything in solitude except character. I love her beauty, but I fear her mind. If you don't love me, it does not matter. Anyway, I can love for both of us. A novel is? A novel is a mirror walking along a main road. Are true? Our true passions are selfish. Beauty is? Beauty is nothing other than the promise of happiness. Pleasure is? Pleasure is often spoiled by describing it. Love is? A very small degree of hope is sufficient to cause the birth of love. Happiness is? There are as many styles of beauty as there are visions of happiness. After moral poisoning, one requires physical remedies and a bottle of champagne. Faith? I am no such fool. Everyone for himself in this desert of selfishness, which is called life. I am mad. I am going under. I must follow the advice of a friend, and pay no heed to myself. Each man for himself in that desert of egoism, which is called life. Your career is? Your career will be a painful one. I divine something in you which offends the vulgar. This pleasure. But if I sample this pleasure so prudently and circumspectly, it will no longer be a pleasure. An English traveler relates how he lived upon intimate terms with a tiger. He had reared it and used to play with it, but always kept a loaded pistol on the table. Politics in a literary work is like a gun shot in the middle of a concert. Something vulgar, and however, something which is impossible to ignore. The tyranny of public opinion. And what an opinion! Is as fatuous in the small towns of France as it is in the United States of America. What is the use of a love that makes one yawn? One might as well take to religion. Heart. The only way of touching a heart is to wound it. The pleasures of love are always in proportion to our fears. I think being condemned to death is the only real distinction, said Mathilde. It is the only thing which cannot be bought. The boredom of married life inevitable destroys love. When love has preceded marriage. If you think of paying court to those in power, your eternal ruin is assured. Beauty is the promise of happiness. Exalted by a sentiment of which she was proud, and that overcame all her arrogance. She was reluctant to let a moment of her life go by without occupying it with some remarkable deed.